Welcome to the Happiness Alchemy Podcast. I'm your host, Tracy Goody. Stay with me for expansion, activation, and awareness on your spiritual journey through life and business. Ascension Awareness Guidance for the week of April 2nd, 2018. If you are just coming upon this podcast, whether it is this current week or whether you happen upon it at any other time, this guidance absolutely applies to you. This guidance is created with you in mind based upon energetically what you're going through right now. So if you are pulled to listen to this podcast at a time other than the week of April 4th, 2018, this applies for you right now. So balance is a really big key, as is discernment. So looking on the outside at your circumstance as well as looking within and finding a balance of what really feeds you, what opens you up to grow, and what is no longer in your highest good. There is a multitude of light this week. It's coming in from all angles. So it's really allowing us the opportunity, if we choose to see things from a new perspective, a perspective that is a lot more congruent with who we really are and less time in this perspective of the victim or in the perspective of I know better than you. So both of those perspectives are really starting to dissolve and melt away the more we are stepping into viewing things from the perspective of who we really are, our higher selves, and much more aligned to our soul. You're going to know when you're moving into this place because you're going to feel it. It feels really good in your body. It supports your evolution and your whole personal journey of enlightenment. So really paying attention to those feelings, and it's this energy and this awareness of discernment. So noticing what feels really good and what is not serving you anymore and what is best to move away from or to look at from a different perspective to understand better. There's so much to be uncovered this week about the way that we work. So really looking within and understanding yourself and your relationships and your business and your money flow and all of it, why we feel stuck in certain areas and how to release that and break free of our pattern. All of that is very readily available to us this week. Like I said, the light's coming in from all different angles so that we are really being able to see things in a different light, which really helps us to move forward. So we really must connect to our perspective in our heart. So not just seeing our perspective from our head, but seeing our perspective from our heart. That allows us to be in alignment with who we really are, so that we're seeing things as they truly are, not with this haze of fear and doubt and shame over ourselves. The more we can see things for what they really are, the more we know the exact action steps to take. We know the path. We understand what others are going through. We have more compassion and understanding, and things just are flowing a lot easier from this place. It requires a lot of rising above the ego, rising above these pre-programmed subconscious beliefs. And again, for that to occur, for us to rise above those, we need to practice discernment, noticing how things are feeling and resonating in our body. You don't need any special skills for this other than to just breathe and pay attention. That is all you need for this. So there's nobody out there that does not have this within them. It's just taking the time to actually do it. And when you're wanting to manifest something, or when you're wanting to move forward and feeling like this is not a step that is going to be beneficial or doesn't feel actiony enough, you are missing a huge piece of the puzzle. You're missing a huge amount of knowing the exact path to be on. So really taking that time this week is very, very important. So again, we're just moving towards things that feel good. So we're keeping it nice and simple. We're not getting too crazy complicated this week. Moving towards things that feel good, questioning and investigating the things that feel off. So if something feels off in your life, for example, a relationship, it doesn't mean that you have to move completely away from that. It means to look at it from a different perspective and see maybe what you're not understanding or accepting. And then you can move forward from there. So this is really this true sense of balance that so many of us are seeking. So many of you guys are seeking for, and that I'm seeking for myself. When I give this guidance, it's also guidance to myself as well. So this sense that I'm talking about, whenever I'm talking about feeling into your body, it's essentially clairsentience, so clear feeling. So it is a psychic sense. I shy away from using the word psychic sense for those people that feel like, oh, I'm not psychic or something like that. everybody has this clear feeling. Everybody has it. And it's really been a big theme. If you're listening to this, on the actual week of April 4th, 2018, it's really been a big theme since Mercury retrograde began to tune in, listen, and act according to the wisdom of our bodies. Very important. That's the way that we are ensuring our best path forward, and to stop repeating these patterns and these programs that we're kind of just like going around in a circle on. We disrupt that by paying attention to ourselves and by taking action that is aligned to our heart. So you can also use signs and conjunctions with it. So I know a lot of people are like, listening to myself is good, but, I don't really have that trust and faith that what I'm feeling is absolute right. So this is when you start to co-create with the universe and have some fun with it. This is whenever you start asking for the divine. You can work with specific guides or angels, whatever goes, whatever connects with you, and tell them to give you some type of a sign that you're moving in the right direction. So if you're feeling a specific pull to do something, to go on a specific path, or to make a big shift in your life, and you really feel it in your body, it feels like a big yes, you might even be getting some butterflies, but you're hesitant to take action, that's the perfect time to ask for a sign. So just ask for the sign, let it be known that you want it. Vocalizing it, I find, is the best way to really send that out into the universe, and then forget about it. Go about your day, and you will notice the evidence start to roll in, and you're probably going to have a pretty good laugh with it because the universe is on point. So it's going to be giving you the exact indication, the exact signs that you need to go ahead. And then from there, it's a case of, do you want to take action on this? Are you ready? You got the signs from the universe, your body's giving you the go ahead, your heart's giving you the go ahead. Then the big question after that is, are you going to take action that's aligned to your heart? It's a really fun practice. Getting the universal go ahead like this, I absolutely love using this in my life. So this week we're also asked to practice patience. So specifically with others, because they're trying to find their balance too, just like we are, as well as with our own growth and the manifestation of our desires. When you're considering, so a lot of people are pretty familiar with this Dr. Emoto experiment where he had water, and then he was, really mean and kind of like bullied the water, and then you freeze it, and then you look at the water through a microscope, and it's all kind of crazy, and like the water looks negative, like the pattern in it is not symmetrical or lovely at all. And then in another instance, you are like super kind and grateful for the water and showering it with love and feel good emotions, and then you freeze that and you take a look at that on the microscope. Gorgeous patterns emerge. Water can actually be programmed with energy. And this is something that's pretty important for us to know, since our bodies are made up of so much water. So you can do your own experiment with this if you want. Whenever you can get maybe 2 identical plants or something like that. And whenever you're watering one plant, program that water. So just feel the emotions of shame, guilt, and scarcity. Whenever you're watering that plant, you're going to find that plant, and again, do your own experiment if you want to try this out for yourself, you're going to find that plant is not going to do well. It's going to wither and die, or it's just going to have its growth stunted. The same thing applies to you. So now, in contrast, you have a plant and you're watering it with water that you've programmed with love, with patience, with confidence, with just this gratitude energy, right? So you're watering that plant. You can even do this on one plant. Try watering it with like the negative emotions one week, and then the next week start watering it with love, and see which week it does better. And that's going to allow this plant to flourish and do absolutely beautiful things. Again, this is from programming the water. The same thing happens in your body. You can program the water that you drink. Your subconscious is constantly programming your body and telling it, what is going on. Should you be flourishing, or should you be ashamed of yourself, right? And this is based on past programming. Keeping this all in mind this week, okay? Water is programming, and you have the ability to program the water in your body to a specific energy. So considering doing that, and I know this might be a little bit further out there for some of you listening. For some of you, you're like, yeah, right on point. I totally get this. But we are responsible for programming ourselves. So often, We're just accepting the programming that's coming in. Again, it's this discernment. Does this work for me? Do I actually believe in this, or am I ready to release and let this go? So just keeping that in mind as you go about the week, and asking yourself, how am I choosing to care for myself? What codes do I really want to be putting into my body? When I'm talking about codes, I mean like, in water. So what do you want to be creating your reality with? Do you want to be creating it with this love, joy, confidence, or do you want to be creating it with like shame, guilt, and scarcity? This is your choice. No matter what the circumstances in your life are, this is your choice. All right, so another thing to keep in mind, getting a little bit serious there for a minute. Another thing to keep in mind this week is that the progress that you're looking for in many ways might feel like the area that you're at this week is annoying or unproductive, right? So if you're trying to manifest something, trying to create something, trying to move towards a goal, you might feel like you're in this a little bit unpredictable part where your body is actually calling for you to get some comfort. And this is the exact foundation that you need for your success. You just need to have this safe space. So you might feel it in any area of your body. It depends on what you're going to be working through, but just tuning into your body and just asking, what does it need to continue with this healing process? This week is calling for us to have some comfortable nest time, I guess is the easiest way to describe it, to feel safe and secure, to be vulnerable. So this doesn't necessarily mean it has to be with somebody else. It can just be with you, with yourself. So if your own personality and your ego is being really hard on your emotional state, being really hard on you, not accepting a part of yourself, getting angry with yourself, or feeling guilt and shame, then your spirit is going to be hesitant to really allow this healing to happen. So you need to create this nest of comfort in a safe space so that you are being accepting of yourself. You get cozy in this nest, and this is where you can allow yourself for this healing to take place. And you're going to come out so much stronger, more accepting of yourself. All of these transitions are required. This kind of death and rebirth, this releasing the old and pulling in the new, is required in order for you to manifest these higher levels that you want to manifest. So just keep that in perspective, that self-acceptance is a big key. Again, this continues on through 2018. Self-acceptance is a big key in allowing yourself this comfortable space where you can heal, because the storm is passing over. You have to kind of just let it pass over and take your refuge in your self-acceptance to allow those areas to come up. So our keys to keep in mind this week. Number 1, practice patience and compassion, because it's going to raise you up. If for no other reason, if you have you're super annoyed with other people right now, you don't want to see anybody's face, it doesn't matter. It's going to raise you up. So just focus on that. Key number 2, allow yourself a safe space to be comfortable and look within, and the healing will come. Key number 3, your body contains ancient wisdom and knows what is best for you. Listen to the feelings as they guide you into your greatness. Key number 4, do not deny yourself the space to heal, because it's not normal to need this much time. You're exactly where you need to be. Breathe, take your time, and tune in. All right, so that is it for the energy forecast for this week, or whenever you are listening and stumble upon this podcast, this message is absolutely for you. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Visit happinessalchemy.com for your free shamanic journey and to learn about the Happiness Alchemy Sacred Library. Have a magical day.